Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today we will be working the January 2011 CSEC Mathematics paper 2, and this is under statistics. So question 6, it says the line below shows the monthly sales in thousands of dollars at a school cafeteria for the period of January to May. So they gave us our line graph. So sales in thousands is on the y-axis and the months are on the x-axis. So we have January, which corresponds with 38,000. They gave us February, they gave us March, which correspond with 27,000. They gave us April, and they gave us May. Now part 1 of the question says copy and complete the table below to show the sales for each month. So what I need to realize is, first, what will help you in properly calculating or estimating the sales to complete the table is to look at the scale. So we see that for the y-axis, for the x-axis, it is every 2 centimeters to a unit, which is the month. And on the y-axis is the same, every 2 centimeters to 10,000 units, basically to $10,000. Every 2 centimeters, you'll see the y-axis is going up by $10,000, which means that this is 5,000 and this would be 1,002. So each the fine separated lines in between are basically 1,000 each. So with that said, we can now look at February. So they asked us to state what is February. So we're completing the missing values, which would be February, April, and May. So if we look at February, so we're coming up. So this would be 35,000, because remember this would be 30,000. So the middle line in between the 1 centimeter mark between each unit would be 5,000. So that would be 35,000. So 30,000 plus 5,000 there. So February, this is part 1. February, you would write 35. Then for April, so you can see it is in between again 10,000 and 20,000, so the half mark. So it will be 15,000. So therefore, for April, we can put 15. So we need to follow the trend. You don't need to write out the 15,000, because what you realize is that is how they have been representing it in the table. And then for May, it is exactly on the 10,000 mark. So therefore, for May, it would be 10, which is representative of 10,000. So February is 35, April is 15, and May is 10. So we get our 3 marks there, easy 3 marks. Part 2 now says, between which 2 consecutive months was there the greatest decrease in sales? And it is 1 mark. So you can either go and manually calculate it, or you can look at the graph. In analyzing the graph, it would be the difference or the slope between which 2 months is there the greatest slope, the greatest gradient. And from looking at it, you can see that the steepest one here is this line. So it is the steepest line, which means that it has the greatest gradient, and that would be representing the one which has the greatest decrease in sale. So for the first step, we can say greatest decrease is between, this would be March to April. But if you wear glasses like me, and probably sometimes it doesn't work all the time, and you cannot easily identify the one with the greatest decrease or the greatest difference, then you can go ahead and calculate. So for example, if we're doing January to February, it will be, so it would be 38 minus, and we have for February 35. So therefore, that will give us a difference of $3,000 basically. If you're looking at February to March, that will give us February as we had was 35,000 minus March, which is 27,000. When you do that calculation, you'll get a difference of $8,000. If we're now going from March to April, so March was 27,000, April as we calculated or estimated from the graph was 15,000. When you do that calculation, you'll get a difference of $12,000. And then if we go from April to May, so April was 15,000 minus May, which is 10,000, and that is an easy calculation, a difference of $5,000. So now looking at it, we can now look at our numbers. We have $3,000, $8,000, $12,000, and $5,000. So again, we prove that the greatest decrease in sales is indeed between March to April, which is $12,000. There's $12,000 there, and that is our answer. Part 3 now says calculate the mean monthly sales for the period of January to May. So the mean monthly sales, we know what the general formula for mean is. So therefore, our mean would be equal to, so it will be the total sales divided by the number of months, so the total number of months. So we're looking at the total sales from January to May, because it says the total sales, calculate the mean monthly sales for the period of January to May. So we're looking at the total sales from January to May divided by the total number of months. And that is our formula for mean. So therefore, what we're going to have is the mean is therefore equal to, so we're looking at our total sales. So what we have is 38,000. Let's put our dollar sign on the outside. So we have 38,000 plus February was 35,000 plus March was 27,000. April was 15,000 plus May was 10,000. And all of that we're dividing by the total number of months. So what we have January, February, March, April, May. So that is 5 months. So therefore, that is what we will do. Let's bring this over so it can show. Okay, so that is it. Perfect. So therefore, we will have that. Now you can go ahead and add the numbers. So what we'll have is the mean is equal to, so when you add all those numbers, the 38, the 35, the 27, the 15, and the 10,000, what you'll get is, so what we'll have is 125,000 divided by 5. And when you put that in your calculator, 125,000 divided by 5, you'll get 25,000 as the mean. So therefore, for part 3, the mean monthly sales for the period of January to May 2010 is 25,000. So this is mean monthly sales. So that is it for part 3. So that is our mean monthly sales. So now we can go on to part 4. And it says the total sales for the period from January to June. So now they're including a new month. So if you realize before we had January to May, now they're giving us information for a new month, January to June. So it says the total sales from January to June was $150,000. Then it says calculate the sales in dollars for the month of June. So if you look at it, we have the total sales from January to May because we just calculated it here and we got 125,000. So now they're giving us from January to June, it would be 150,000. So it says calculate the sales in dollars for the month of June. So we're looking for what number would be added to 125,000, which is the total from January to May. That would make it now come to in June a total of 150. So therefore it will be sales in June is equal to let's say total January to June sales minus total January to, that is January to May sales. So it is, so you can go in one line, make it a bit smaller. So sales in June is equal to the total January to June sales, which would be 150,000 minus the total January to May sales. So therefore, so sales in June is equal to therefore be 150,000, which is the January to June sales, minus total sales January to May, would have been 125,000. And from even before calculating, we can see that therefore our answer is $25,000. So therefore the sales in June is $25,000. Part 5 now says comment on how the sales in June compared with the sales in the previous 5 months. So the sales in June is 25,000, which let's see if we put it on our graph. So June would have been right here. And 25,000 would be right here. So that means our line would have now gone up like this. So it says comment on the sales in June with the previous month. So first thing I realized from the jump, let's see how much marks it is. I think it's about 2 marks. All right, so from jump, I can see that this is the only month that there was an increase. So you realize all the other months, there was always a decrease in the money value, always. Sales keep on going down and down and down. But for the month of June, there was an increase. So the first thing I'd state, so remember, based on the mark, I can give 2. So the first thing I'd state is that this is the only month that there was an increase in sales. That is the first thing that I noticed. So it was the only month that there was an increase in sales. Secondly, what I recognized was that the sales in June is equal to the mean monthly sales. So that is another one. And also I realized that it is the third highest sales amount, even though it is not the highest, but it is it the third or fourth? Let's see. No, so we have 38. No, it's the fourth. So it is the fourth, because we have January was 38, February was 35, and March was 27. Okay, it is the fourth highest sales amount. So even though it probably might not be the highest, but it is an improvement. It is an improvement from the last 2 months. So probably, you know, this could probably be an indication that things are probably now turning for the better. So it showed an increase from the last 2 months. So those are some possible answers from what we identified from comparing it with the other sales. So fourth highest sales amount, so an increase from the last 2 months. Because those are just some possible answers that we could outline. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you in another video another time.